Jeremiah 49:17, it says, also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. All right, so the so-called white man who's going around terrorizing the people of us, primarily the Israelites, right? We're the nemesis, okay? And we're the main people that all the nations want to get out of the way. But the scriptures prophesy their downfall and the fact that they're going to receive double what they've dished out. Okay, so I ran that clip of, how Gaza was changed in such a short amount of time. That's what this devil, since he's been loose this little season after the Renaissance period, compared to what the earth was, it's turned into a complete shithole. He's made the world a shithole. You had Trump, during his last presidency, he called a lot of countries in the so-called Middle East shitholes, which, well, who made it that way? Who went over there and undermined the governments that were already established? Undermined the governments that were already established, extracted them for their resources, called them terrorists, and did all these things and made the countries that way. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, America's basically the main corporation the elites use to push its agenda in the earth. Okay? But when you're in the know, you know the prophecies, you know the script, and how things are actually going to play out in the end, it's like, okay, I see why. And you don't get so bent, I'm not bent out of shape, or nor any other believers bent out of shape about, these heathen doing things to each other, because they're all going into slavery under us, because they all have been confederate against us and done particular things to hinder us from walking towards our power. Now the Lord used the nations, primarily Esau, as a whooping stick to us, but at the end of the day, we don't have any dog in the fight between the Edomites and any of the other nations, or the Edomites and the Edomites. We're simply, trying to offend the Lord less and waiting for this whole thing to play out. Because really, the whole earth belongs to us anyway. It was made for our sakes, as stated in 2 Ezra 6, 54 through 56. All right, so I used that example of, Gaza being made desolate, but Esau has done that to us as a nation, man, everywhere we've been. So the main people they stacked up a bill against is the Lord's people, all right? You go to Joel 3, it talks about World War III playing out, all the nations being gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat. It talks specifically about Edom being made a desolation, Egypt being made a desolation. And right now we're in spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So this Joel 3:19, it says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom should be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And you go to Ezekiel 35 and 5. Let's go there really quick. So we know these people hate us, and we know that's not going to change. All right? And we know there's also recompense for their actions. Ezekiel 35 and 5, actually, let's just start here at the top. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, okay, talking about Edom, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So the same way you've been making the Lord's people desolate and other nations desolate, it's going to be done unto you twofold, like it talks about in Revelation, and we'll get that. All right, verse 4. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Okay? Because you have this God complex, like you can be the Most High. It's even written that that's the inner workings of your mind, and you've been saying it openly lately, especially you boys at the World Economic Forum. All right, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual, non-stop, you get you a perpetual watch. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword. So time and time again, it's being brought up, the evils that you've done to the apple of the Lord's eye, his jewelry, and the recompense you're going to suffer because of it. And that's what you're trying to escape, which, putting the karagma in everybody. Because of it, everybody, if they've given dominion of their soul over to you, there's nothing, you override prophecy. But again, the Lord put that thought in your head as well, and you're not going to succeed. All right, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword. Esau's blessing was the sword itself. And the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Then we go over one page to Ezekiel 36. Okay. It points out just so much evidence throughout the volume of the book. It talks about how you appointed the Holy Land unto yourself. And how would you have done it? By way of the sword. Look what you're doing in Gaza. You're doing everything you do is by the sword. Okay? Ezekiel 36 and 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, all the Edomites, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So this man is ruling wicked. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and we see how he's ruling. All the evidence points towards who Edom is, man. There's nobody else that could match up with this, having dominion over the earth and ruling unjustly, appointing the land unto themselves. It's you. All right, Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shewed to the wicked. All right, there's a nation of people on the earth called the wicked. There's a nation of people on earth who forward the agenda of Satan, pursuing the 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. All right, let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, where's the land of uprightness? Israel. Will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. So then we go over to Revelation, the 18th chapter. All right, and I'll start at verse 3. It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. They were all in cahoots with you, all the nations of the earth. And you can go back to Psalms 83, again, talking about them being confederate against us. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, again, America being the whore that rideth upon the beast. They pushed their wine, their philosophy on all the nations, done business and trade with all the nations, and to a major extent, the heathen have benefited. But that's all coming to a halt. All right, verse 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And this is physically in here in Revelation. For her sins have reached unto heaven. All right, this man has stacked up a bill unto the Most High. And God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her, this is the point, verse 6 here, Revelation 18:6. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her word. So, everything they've done to us is going to be done to them in righteousness. So you got to take out, the raping men's wives in front of them and things like that, things that are against the law. But all the cruelty that was done, hey man, it's going to be done unto you. Double. And the cup which she had filled to her double. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, in her mind, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. So they think they're going to get away with all that they've done. They honestly do. Okay? But that will not be the case by any stretch of the imagination. They will reap what they've sown. And that's why I forget her name, Schroyer, that woman that was in the meeting in Atlanta, who was an Israeli defense administrator or whatever she was, and she said Israel's main problem is the young black community in America, because they know that prophecy states that they have to be in servitude under us. Okay? And if you got the elect of Israel coming together calling upon the Lord, they know that's going to come to pass, which it is, regardless of what they do. Regardless of what anybody does, we're all just really dancing to the Most High's tune, both sides. So they're trying to evade the captivity that they know is written. They're trying to evade the torment that's for them that's written. Okay, that's why it's such a big deal, and that's why the fight is so strong. When we say, hey man, we're the children of Israel, and they're like, no, okay, no, you can't. They've paid people, they set people up to come against it, to make it seem like, to make it seem ludicrous, But, Abaratazah, the lesson was edifying. Man, complete composure we should have, man, knowing that the Lord is moving all the pieces on the board. I know, Jake like to watch sports. You got the veteran quarterback who in the moments where it seems like, damn, it's impossible to come back. They look calm, composed. We know we got to go through some things, man, but we should have that composure, just locked in on the mission, ready for things to play out. The Lord gonna come through. So, yeah, man. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.